Okay, welcome everyone. So today we're gonna talk about we're gonna continue to talk about the ancient Rome, chapter two, the birth of empire. Uh, so so then next slide please. Uh, we're gonna also look at a brief timeline of ancient Rome. So from 753 to 509 BC is a Roman kingdom period, and from 509 to 27 BC is Roman Republic, and from 27 BC to the 5th century AD is Roman Empire. Um, and this is a next slide. So this is a geography of the Roman Empire in 117 I think it is BC. Um, so as you can see, at this time the Roman Empire is a huge empire that crosses uh, Europe, Asia, and Africa, and it surrounds the Mediterranean Sea, which is very great. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Bella Punica, which is known as the Punic War in English. It is a series of major war between the two ancient Greek states, Rome and Carthage. Their goal is to gain control in the Mediterranean region. Um, so there are three huge Punic Wars in total. So the first Punic War uh, is uh, is 264 BC to 241 BC. It broke out in the Sicily island. This is described as the longest and most severely contested war in the history, said by the Greek historian Polybius. Um, and this is mainly a naval war, which means that this is mainly like this war mainly takes place on the sea, and the conflict began because Rome's imperial ambitions had been interfering with Carthage ownership claims of the island of Sicily. So first, this is already this in, at this time the Roman Republic is turning to the is turning into the Roman Empire. It's actually like more imperial, but it is just not claimed to be empire, and this caused huge loss in material and human of both sides, and the result of this war is that Carthage was defeated by the Roman. So now we're gonna look at the geography of Rome and Carthage. We can see that Carthage is actually a country, a city that is located on the north of the Africa, which is near the Mediterranean Sea, and they are it is very close to the Italy peninsula. Um, like so it is very close to the Rome, and as you can see, it is slightly bigger. It's slightly larger than the Rome Empire, than the Roman Republic at that time. So they need to gain control over the Mediterranean Sea. Then it comes to the Second Punic War. It is from 218 BC to 201 BC. This is when this is where the famous Hannibal's crossing of Alps takes place. Um, so this actually started with Hannibal and his 60,000 soldiers' invasion of mainland Italy. Uh, they uh, they they went across the Alps like using the elephants, and they invaded Italy surprisingly. And the Battle of Cannae was a main battle. It cut the food supply and defeated Roman army. and it uses few to defeat the many. So this is also one of the best battle in the military history. However, in 204 BC, Romans successfully invaded Carthage mainland, and Hannibal was defeated in 202 BC, and the war came to a peace treaty. But there is a cost for this peaceful treaty. That is, Carthage lost huge parts of its territories, and Carthage basically lost its military because of this treatment, because of this treaty. And this is the end of the Second Punic War. And then it comes to the Third Punic War. This is also the last Punic War. So in 149 BC, a Roman army of approximately 50,000 men, jointly commanded by both consuls, landed near Utica, 35 kilometers north of Carthage. Rome demanded that if war were to be avoided, the Carthaginians must hand over all their armaments. Vast amounts of materials were delivered, including uh, 200,000 sets of armor, 2,000 catapults, and a large number of warships. This done, Romans demanded the Carthaginian burn the city and relocate at least 16 kilometers square, 16 kilometers from the sea. And the Carthaginians broke off negotiations and set to recreating their armory. So this is the Western Mediterranean during the Punic Wars. We can see that the Carthaginian territory was very huge, like before the before the Punic War, but as said before, it's lost a major parts of its territory in the Second Punic War, and it lost it was relocated 16 kilometers from the shore, from the Mediterranean Sea, after the Third Punic War. Uh, so we
Yeah,
can
also
see. Okay, continue,
and
continue.
also as you can see, that red line was the route Hannibal took when he attacked Rome and eventually retreated to Carthage.
Could you continue?
These are modern actors dressed like ancient Roman soldiers. And the following is a reading comprehension. Does anybody want to read this?
Okay, I will. Reading comprehension, Spartacus. Spartacus was born in Thrace, a Roman province that had been captured from the Greeks. As a boy, Spartacus lived a peaceful life of a shepherd. When he was older, he had to join the Roman army. Spartacus did not want to fight as a Roman soldier. He was brave and he was strong, but he was not interested in battling for Rome. So he left the army. Because of this, Spartacus was arrested. He was taken as a slave. There were thousands of slaves in the Roman Empire. Some were treated well, others had cruel masters who beat them and worked them almost to death. Spartacus was tall and strong. He would make a fine gladiator, someone decided. A training school for Roman gladiators purchased Spartacus. They trained him to fight in the arena. Spartacus would use his training against the Romans themselves. In 73 BC, Spartacus, along with 70 other slaves, escaped from their Roman slave masters. The band of runaway slaves robbed travelers on the Roman roads of clubs and daggers. Soon they had enough weapons to call themselves an army. They settled in at a hideout on Mountain Vesuvius. There they planned a rebellion. More runaway slaves came to join Spartacus' band. Now they were a strong force. They were able to fight off Roman soldiers who carnate to recapture them. When his army was large enough, Spartacus carnate down from the mountains. Spartacus and his 70,000 men fought for 3 years against the Roman army. The band of outlaws won their battles. Spartacus wanted to lead his men over the Alps out of Italy to freedom, but his men were confident now. They wanted to march on Rome. They convinced Spartacus to lead them. When the time came to attack Rome, the men lost courage. They tried to turn back, but it was too late. Spartacus and his band were overpowered by the Roman army. Spartacus was wounded with a spear through his leg, but he continued to fight. Spartacus was down on one knee, holding his shield before him. Spartacus struggled on. He saw his men cut down around him. It was the gladiator's last battle. He died bravely. His body was never found. The Roman army, at last, had crushed the rebels. So for the first question, Roman slave master made Spartacus A. working gold mines, B. working the fields, C. fight as a gladiator. Question number 2. Spartacus wanted A. to become emperor of Rome, B. to be free, C. to be wealthy. The third question, Spartacus' army A. won many battles against Rome soldiers, B. lost all its battles against Roman soldiers, C. never got a chance to fight Roman soldiers. The fourth question, in the end, Spartacus A. succeeded in freeing all slaves, B. left Italy to live in freedom, C. died in battle. Famous figures at this time, Spartacus, the slave general, and the second picture in the middle is Julius Caesar, the dictator of ancient Rome, the key man in the transition of republic to empire. And the third image is Caesar Augustus, the first Roman Empire. End of the Republic. During the final years of the Republic, Rome entered into a period of unrest and civil wars. In 90 BC, the Italian allies who long demanded for Roman citizenship rebelled. In 73 to 71 BC, a gladiator named Spartacus led an army of runaway slaves in a war against Rome. Meanwhile, Rome continued to expand, and one of the most successful generals was Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar and his great nephew Octavian Augustus began concentrating power and remolding the crumbling republic structure. Julius Caesar formed an alliance with the popular general Pompey and the wealthy Crassus. After Crassus' death in 53 BC, Pompey began competing with Julius Caesar for power and sided with the conservative nobles, who were Caesar's enemies in the Senate. Wary of Julius Caesar's increasing power, the Senate instructed Caesar to give up his military command in 50 BC. The Third Servile War, rebellion from the slaves. It lasted for 2 years from 73 BC to 71 BC. It is the last and the most massive servile war among the three in ancient Rome. The third was the only one directly to threaten the Roman heartland of Italy. It was particularly alarming to Rome because its military seemed powerless to suppress it. First, it began with the escape of 17 gladiators, which means slaves, from the gladiator school in Capua, and soon grows to 120,000 men. The slaves roam across Italia, raiding estates and towns with relative impunity, sometimes dividing into separate but connected bands with several leaders, including the famous gladiator General Spartacus. The gladiator army finally defeated in 71 BC. Since modern times, thinkers and revolutionaries such as Voltaire, Marx, and Lenin have highly praised the Spartacus uprising as a war of justice and regarded the leader of uprising Spartacus as a hero who led the working class to fight against oppression and seek liberation. Not long after the work, Rome Republic turned into Rome Empire.
Birth of the Empire. After he was asked to give up his military command, Caesar defied the Senate and provoked a civil war in 49 BC. From 46 to 45 BC, Caesar defeated the last followers of his enemy Pompey and returned to Rome. Caesar became the dictator of Rome. He was offered the crown but refused it, as he knew that the Romans had a dislike for kings. On March 15, 44 BC, he was assassinated by a group of 60 senators, who were either his political enemies or feared that he was turning the republic into a monarchy. A power struggle ensued after Caesar's assassination, and Octavius, who was Caesar's grandnephew, emerged victorious. In 31 BC, he was crowned Rome's first emperor and was called Augustus. His reign from 27 BC to 14 AD was marked by stability and peace. The government of the empire. Augustus established a form of government known as a principate, which combined elements of republic and monarchy. The Senate still functioned, however Augustus remained in control of the government. Rome was prospering once again under Augustus. And that's the end
Wait,
of the...
I think before we end, we should answer the reading comprehension
Yeah,
problems
let's
first.
answer that right now.
Okay, so first problem says the Roman slave master made Spartacus work in gold mines, work in the fields, and or fight as a gladiator. We can refer to the first page of the reading. It says for example, the second paragraph says he would make a fine gladiator. So they trained him to fight in the arena. So we can choose C as a correct answer. And for the second problem, Spartacus wanted to become a emperor of Rome, to become free or to become wealthy. This we can refer to the second page of the reading, and we can locate it like at the or we can locate it at the second paragraph. It says like it says uses training to against the Romans themselves and blah blah blah, and escaped from their Roman slave masters. And we can refer to the second page. It says Spartacus wanted to lead his men over the Alps out of Italy to freedom. Uh, so we can know that Spartacus wanted to be free. We can choose B as the correct answer. And for the third problem, Spartacus' enemy won many battles against Roman soldiers, or lose all its battles against Roman soldiers, or never got a chance to fight Roman soldiers. Um, it says they were able to fight off the Roman soldiers who came to recapture them. When his army was large enough, Spartacus called down from the mountains. So from this, we can see that although it is said that Spartacus lost the last fight, like he still won many battles against Roman soldiers. So we can choose A. And the fourth problem, in the end, Spartacus succeeded in freeing all slaves, left Italy to live in freedom, or died in battle. We can refer to the last paragraph. It says, Spartacus was down on one knee, holding his shield before him. He saw his men cut down around him. It was the gladiator's last battle. He died bravely. His body was never found. So we can see from here that Spartacus died in the battle. So we can choose C.
Okay, I think, and that is the end of today. Thank you for watching and come back next week.
Thank you. Thank you.